Joining me now from Nashville, Tennessee, conservative analyst, author, and former professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University, Dr. Carol Swain. Carol, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, Carol, I guess we saw this coming, especially since a photographer captured a photo of Biden's personal notes a couple weeks ago. And in those notes, he had Senator Kamala Harris's name. And next to her name, he had these things listed: do not hold grudges, campaign with me and Jill, talented, great help to the campaign. But he forgot to note the fact that they were clashing over busing during one of the primary debates, where she basically suggested he was a racist.
Well, I can say that she is the worst possible choice if you want to get the Black American vote, because she is not an African American. And when people see the photographs of her with her family, I think it's going to bring all of that up. And maybe it shouldn't be something that Black voters would hold against her, but I can tell you that the activists will not be satisfied. And when they dig into her record, there are all sorts of concerns that every American should have. She is not the person that can lead this nation. And so we're not talking about Kamala Harris being the vice presidential pick. She would effectively be the president, because we know that Joe Biden is suffering from some serious physical maladies that prevent him from being effective as a leader already. There's no way he could take the pressures of being president. So Kamala Harris, as the next president of the United States, is not going to fly.
Yeah, a lot of people have suggested and believe as well that she would play a bigger role than a VP would normally play. That being said, do you find it offensive that many of the talking heads out there and a lot of people are just assuming that Kamala Harris is going to be able to bring in the Black vote? I mean, what has she done for the Black community?
Everything that the Democrats do towards Blacks, I find it racist. And it is demeaning that they think that all they have to do is trot out a Black woman and Blacks are going to automatically follow this person. When they look at her record as a prosecutor in California, there will be problems with the way she has dealt with the Black community in a very harsh way when it came to sentencing. That's not going to go over very well. And then if you look at the fact that she had an affair with a married man, she can speak about the Me Too movement, but if you look at her personal record, I mean, that's not the kind of role model we want for young women. So that's another issue that people will have difficulty with. And then her far left agenda. She may have been a moderate at one point in her life, but she has followed the squad and their left-wing policies. So she's not a moderate. I don't see what she brings to the ticket that would be positive. I would love to see her debate Donald Trump, because it seems like Joe Biden is not going to get out of his basement long enough to do so.
Yeah, maybe that's why he picked Kamala Harris to go out there and be a bigger media influence, if you will. Speaking of the media are fawning over this decision because she's a minority woman. And now, I don't love identity politics, but of course I appreciate seeing women and minorities in politics, as long as you're qualified and bring different diverse ideas to the table. I think that's important. But to pick a candidate just based on their skin color is outrageous, and it's just not. Yeah, and it's not right. But I wanted to show, I don't know if you saw this clip. It was on CNN on Don Lemon's show last night, and they're having a big debate over her skin color, and I find it very disgusting. Roll tape.
Is she African American, or is she Black, or is she whatever? There is nothing wrong with that. There is a difference between being African American and being Black. Latino people are people of color, but they're not Black. They're brown people.
She is a woman of color, but she is a Black woman.
Okay, that's why I agree with that. I agree with that. But is she African American? No. But is she African American? There is a difference. There's nothing wrong with that. No one is trying to take anything away from her.
Let's go down into her lineage.
I think you're falling into a trap of that. All she had to do was say, I am Black, but I'm not African American. That's it.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.